Let's get started. Call the meeting of the ARB to order. As is usually the case, we will start with continuations, go to revisions, and then take up new matters. So I know that ARB 16-85, 130 Main Street has been up to this point the last to go at every meeting, and that will change now because we're going to take ARB 16-85 Fitzgerald, 130 Main Street. The addition will take that first.
Yeah. No. Too big.
You want this here?
That's good. Have you seen that? Oh, you have?
Do you want this easel turned to you?
I can see it.
What's his number?
We'll also remind everybody that even though we know who most of you are, please state your name into the microphone so we have a record that's being, the meeting is being transcribed, so we need to have all that into the...
Bob Riley, architect here in Irvington. Bill Fitzgerald, my client.
Yeah. Put it here.
You know, we were at the planning board and it was approved, and then the normal procedure is for us to come back to you for the review. All of the things, a couple of the things that during the process of doing the drawings, I just added the two existing windows there. They were gone. This was a little bit bigger, smaller now, so that's more of a consistent. They are the existing windows. The other change is I've minimized the impact of that. I think there was a concern that there was too much happening on that edge of the roof. So the dimensions are really the same. That's gotten a little smaller, but it's exactly the same as inside the room itself.
Do we know what this dimension is from here to here, the top, overall? Because I didn't see it anywhere on the
I don't.
drawings.
I know it's under the 35 feet. If you have any ruler here, I can tell you in a minute.
I don't.
Okay. I know it's under 35 feet.
That's the main concern. Okay.
Let me see.
The existing peak hasn't changed, right?
To here, yeah, to the
So it's
ridge.
below that.
So it's 10, 20, 30 feet to the ridge line, maybe?
All right. You want to tell us what the planning board changed in the last go around? Because I know that there was something. Well, we know that this, as you said, this is all.
Yeah, that was us changing
right.
to come to you,
Right.
okay?
Now, what was planning? What did planning? Something you filled in a cantilever and brought it down to grade. That's what.
Oh, yeah, yes, but that was
Just show where that is and what
Sure.
you're referring to.
here.
Okay.
All of these things, remember the taking the dormers out of the intersecting, they were all agreed upon in our last meeting.
Right.
They're shown on the drawings now. And the stairs straight, glazed in on this side.
question I had is on this western elevation, this little dormer. This is what you did that's new? This dormer's new?
No, it was bigger.
It was there.
The whole thing's different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So can you just walk us through what you did here that changed? Because what I'm looking at there and looking at
Yeah.
in the drawing, can you
Let
just?
let me
tell
show,
us?
I brought the other one with me, a copy. Do you have it in front of you?
The old one? I do
Yeah.
behind me, but if you
No,
have it
I
there,
have it
that'd be
here.
great.
Stairs,
That's where the closet is.
you have to change.
Is that here all right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
This actually came about with 3 meetings with Earl, who said he had some concerns about how he saw the board's reaction to this and some of those intersections. So the concept was to reduce the impact of this sawtooth, and that's what we did. That dimension, that's exactly the same, except coming down, it's brought down like that. It's still the same height. Minimize the impact. The important thing is to see it from the way you're going to see it.
Well, that is important, because when I look at the north elevation as drawn, I can't see this. It looks, this does not appear.
Okay, I didn't draw that on the elevation.
No, I mean, unless I'm.
The elevations are unfortunately woefully incomplete, and they don't match up at all. So I'll just be dead honest, for me, like, there's no way I could ever approve this tonight, because you have a lot of pieces shown on one side that aren't shown on another, so you have to go back and retool all the elevations to make sure they close and match each other. That's point one.
Could you
Point
explain
two.
which ones you're talking
It's
about?
everything. The dormers are drawn at different heights, and each one you have ridge heights hitting ridges where they don't show that way in the model. They don't show that way on this elevation.
No, that's not true.
You've got
That's a different one than the other ones.
see this ridge?
Yeah.
See that ridge back there?
Yep.
They're hitting the primary ridge of the house
Yes,
coming
they are.
across. Therefore, there should be drawing up here showing that.
But they're in the rear. You want them.
That's not how you draw an elevation, though. You draw an elevation showing everything in the front and rear,
Okay.
because that's what a flat elevation looks like.
Okay.
Additionally, you took the comments that we gave you last time and manipulated them to solve your closet condition on the inside that, quite frankly, we didn't care about. So what you've done is you've come back with sort of this faux mansard flat roof condition
Yep.
that is a non-starter for me.
Okay.
It does not look appropriate
Okay.
at all. It's not at all what we talked about, and you're doing it to just solve your problem on the interior.
No, I'm
and
not.
hoping we'll
No,
move
no,
it
no,
beyond
no.
it.
Absolutely.
Let me just keep going.
Okay.
So there's that. We also talked about the dormers on the east elevation. We talked about aligning head heights in the house so things weren't so erratic and chaotic and all over each other. So you've drawn this dormer here with a pitch that I pointed out to you in 4 meetings. That pitch is not what that pitch looks like here going back, and it's not what you're showing there. So
They're
the draw-
existing.
They're not, these dormers
They're
are not.
existing in reality.
I don't care. The drawing needs to be accurate. It needs to be labeled. It needs to have ridge heights. It needs to have floor. These are incomplete drawings that cannot be approved.
We have an existing building.
Doesn't matter. You still
Of
have to
course
show
it matters.
No, you have to show this information. And this is one of the, this has gone so far back to something worse than what you first came in with, in my opinion, this flat roof condition. So for me, it's like, no, maybe you talked to Earl, I don't know, Earl's not the applicant.
He's not here.
He's not here, I don't know what happened, but what I'm telling you is this has gone backwards. That's my opinion. And until we get a complete set of drawings that I can look at an existing elevation against a proposed elevation, it's not something we're gonna approve. I've said that in every meeting over and over again, and you refuse to come back with a complete set of drawings. And I'm sorry to be so honest, but after months, we should have a complete set of drawings here to look at. And this is not anything that, it's just, there's no information on it. It's not fair. It's not fair to just continually come back and not give us the information we've asked for over and over again. We gave you a push to move ahead with the planning board, and you didn't come back with what we asked for. So, for me,
Everything we talked about is on there.
it's not on there, and it's an incomplete set of drawings. Until it's a complete set of drawings, we're not gonna approve it. That's not what a board does.
We have also asked for more material samples. You have those?
Yeah, yes. Would you like them now?
Well, let's talk about it because we'll get everything on the table and
Okay.
rectify it.
So you want the
I
sorted,
want a complete set of
but
drawings.
you want that look.
We gave you a recommendation what to do.
Just asking. I'm just
I don't remember what it was, it's not my project, but we made a very clear recommendation that I think most of the board was behind. We knew it was gonna cause a challenge with you accessing the closet on the interior because of the stair. You came back with something that allowed you to keep it exactly as it is, and you solved your problem, but you didn't solve the issues that we described to you. So here we sit.
We've got two different wavelengths going here.
I don't know.
This was straight up here, and you said, why don't we just cut it down, right?
No, we did a drawing on top of it. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't that, and it wasn't this.
It was this. No, it wasn't this, because the one I showed you had a flat top on there, and you said, let's bring it down.
To get rid of the flat top.
I thought you.
And I said to take the roof pitch of that front piece and match it to the roof pitch of the existing house, which would have compressed your headroom back into the
Well,
closet.
there's no closet at that point.
But who cares? It's architecturally not right to come in with 8 different roof pitches on a project like this in the historic district. There has to be a hierarchy.
You have to look then at some of these
I see it. I've
examples.
walked by this house a lot since you were last here, and that side elevation is 1,000%
I
visible
want
walking up
you
and
to
down Main
look at some
Street.
of the examples in the new book,
Looked at 'em.
specifically there.
Read it cover to cover.
Me too. And in every single one, some have no pitch at all to existing cottages. I mean, they're all different. The pitches are totally different on every example in that book. And they're
Yep.
completely
On
different.
different projects. It looks
They're
really
not different.
looks
You're-
very
You're
awkward.
talking about this as a principle of addressing it in addition to a historic building.
I'm talking about it's just good aesthetics.
No, I maintain that you can't tell me that that's an improper look on the north elevation.
When I turn the corner and I look at the flat roof with the sort
I'll get
of,
rid of the flat roof in a minute. I mean, I did it.
that's what you came back with, so that's what we're evaluating.
No. What's wrong with it?
I just explained to you what's wrong with it.
What? Yeah,
It's inappropriate.
what's inappropriate
You're
about it?
solving interior plan issues and not resolving proper aesthetic
Do
massing
you
issues.
realize that this is the existing ceiling of all of the rooms?
I don't know that because you don't give me existing elevations or sections to look at.
Look at the section.
It's not an existing section, it's a new design section. I can't tell what's what.
There isn't anything here.
I'm sorry.
There's this and the one story.
I can't evaluate, I can't make an accurate judgment based on what's on the drawings.
Look, Mr. Riley, if I could just add,
Yeah.
we said earlier that this dormer, in my opinion, is, you're putting the dormer because it's driven by a closet. That's not how we look at the approach. True or false,
So-
that is done for a closet. And when we look at that, this dormer, it's not appropriate for this house, especially when you look at it as drawn, the way it jets out like this on the side.
Actually, Deb, the
Would you
dormer-
like
the
to
dormer
not have a
wasn't-
dormer?
It wasn't the dormer the issue, it was the pitch
Well,
and the way it was
if you
getting
like-
back.
Because I had that on and off.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that the design that we keep coming back to is driven by the space, the head. You had told us last time was driven by the space that you wanted for a closet, not driven by the design.
Now, you're telling me that the design can't match the intent that I need? Please, tell me that there's something wrong with this elevation. Tell me what it is for the record, please.
The roof pitch is too steep.
We can't say.
Wait, one at a
inappropriate
time,
on the house.
please.
We don't have to proceed like that. You heard it from our.
No,
yes.
but you're telling me this is inappropriate.
I'm telling you that we keep coming back to the same idea that you're not following what we're giving you as direction,
didn't
as
give
we
me-
design.
The last time you gave me direction saying what?
Listen, we are back to where we started, and it is unfortunate, because when we look at these drawings, my main concern is the drawings are not complete. We've asked before that the handwritten drawings are not acceptable if we don't have all of the detail. We could walk through these drawings of what we don't have, but you're still gonna have to come back and give us fuller drawings. We don't even have elevations, we don't. And when I look at the north elevation of what you've given us, there's no way that that depicts what we're looking at in the model. This north elevation, hand drawn, is not what we're looking at when I look at it right now.
It certainly is.
Where is this? Where is this in the north elevation? How can we approve this? We're approving this, we're not approving this. The model is to help us understand and to facilitate our discussion, but these drawings are what we're approving.
Amazing.
Is that true or false?
That's true.
This does not go to the building department. the
We
model.
also asked for existing elevations so we can make a comparison based on what's existing and what's going to be new, and we didn't get those. That I know, and that's what one of the things Andrew's referring to is.
You talking about the floor plans or what?
No.
Floor plans and elevations of the existing home with the existing and the proposed right next to it. That's it. It's very
There isn't
simple.
any existing inside anymore, you know that.
Doesn't matter.
Every
What's the
applicant
existing
who
plans?
comes before
What's
us
the
gives us
proposed?
that. That's the bottom, that is the minimum of what we receive in order to sign off on these drawings. We are not signing off on the model. These have to be complete.
Uh-huh. Okay. Do you realize we have an existing building there? Do you need elevations?
Yes.
Why?
Not going to answer that question.
Well, you have to answer it.
Because it's standard practice.
That's standard practice. We don't have standard practice where we got 4 months worth of architectural review. We don't have that.
Agreed.
Now, if this was a brand-new building, you know perfectly well, you would have elevations. It's on that drawing. We know where the basement is, we know where the first floor is.
Yeah.
Do we need more than that?
We just need existing elevations. That's
That-
proposed
that-
ones. You have them drawn. You had to have as-built to do the new design. So you must have them.
I've given you the as-bills.
Never seen them.
I put them in because
Then we'll just come back to them. We'll pick this up again in 2 weeks and hopefully we'll get it approved. Because we walked out of here last time and gave you very clear direction on what we felt was an appropriate way to resolve the challenges of the project, and you came back with something different.
give me 10 minutes or 5 minutes to tell me what has happened here that you don't like, that you had agreed to.
Introduce an extensive flat roof condition.
Only
as the
because
new
I
mass
thought you
onto
were
the
worried
structure.
about that.
I didn't
Massing.
We weren't
I didn't say anything. We
Well, I
talked about
thought
something
so.
different.
I'm sorry?
We talked about something different, and what we talked about was gonna eliminate the entrance into your second floor closet, and you've come back with a solution to let you keep the plan as
Okay.
is.
I beg to pardon, I would like to look at the records because I never agreed that I couldn't get, that I have a closet like this that I can't, that doesn't exist. Now, I would
You
never
guys said
agree
you
to that.
worked, you said you worked it out, you said it would be a big deal. That's what you said.
No. The way you get into the closet,
Correct.
I can resolve it, but I
Correct.
can't resolve it taking an elevation like this and turning it like that.
That's not our problem.
I cannot, and under any condition, match that pitch to that pitch.
You can, you just don't want to.
I can't because there isn't a closet then.
That's not our problem.
And first of all, I don't think that's a good intent. I don't think it's a good elevation. If anything, if you looked at that book, you would see that all of these are flat roof things. Every example in there separates this from this. In fact, I
Correct.
was worried about that because I want to make an all-glass box.
And what we have here is unfortunately a hybrid of trying to be a flat roof modern addition combined with a semi-mansard,
No.
with a hip, with a gable, with a
If you give
dormer.
me some
And
indication
the
of what you
purity
like-
of the examples in the book that you brought up here are far more restrained. They're pure, they're clean.
Okay.
This
Look,
is
I
one
got the book 2 days ago. That had nothing to do with this business. So let's not talk about how the influence, the book influenced my design. I did this because I thought you were trying to get less impact on the addition to the.
Fair, Bob. So we've told you what we want. You can go back and revise it and come back and we'll get this thing over with.
Okay,
I don't know what else to tell you.
but you gotta give me some idea of what you don't like this, you don't want flat, I can take care of that. I cannot change this pitch. Start there. Well,
I don't know what to tell you.
well, if you're gonna vote no, then we got a problem.
Personally, I don't think this is appropriate. I've said it numerous times.
You've never seen this. You've seen it drawn
Had it
with
before.
this sawtooth.
Yeah.
So how in the world can you say you've never seen it? You've seen this right here.
And I said it was inappropriate.
But it was a little, did you give me an answer then?
I said it was
Could I ask a
inappropriate, and I
question?
drew on the drawings right next to the other board members. We all looked at it and said, if you come back with something that resembles this, it feels pretty good. And you came back with something different. I
I
don't know how many
thought you
times
didn't
I have to
like it.
say the same thing.
I did this because to me, it
You thought
minimized.
something that we didn't say. So we can't change that. You're in front of us now with something that is very different than what we discussed the last time we were
Well,
here.
you could like
I
it.
don't, we're going in circles. I'm being crystal clear in what I'm saying right now, in my opinion. I don't know why we're doing this. You didn't come back with what we talked about last time. You thought we didn't like what we agreed to last time, but you were mistaken. So you've come back with something different that solves your interior program
No, it
issues
doesn't.
and doesn't address our
Sorry,
comments.
it doesn't. Go
Okay,
with the same.
I'm not gonna
Okay,
say
okay.
anymore. I'm done for
All
the
right.
evening on this application.
Can I ask one question? You want that, is that correct?
No, we told you last time, we're not gonna go, I'm not going through it again. I don't remember, it's not my job, it's not our project, we're just here to review it. It is the applicant's responsibility to take the content that we give you and the information and come back to us in an organized fashion, explain to us what you've done. We're not here to design the project for you, that is your job. If you can't take the comments we gave you last time and comments providing you now and come back with something that's acceptable, then it's on you,
Okay,
not
do you-
us.
Did you keep the drawings from last
No,
time?
I don't
I
keep
did,
the
yes, I
drawings.
did.
Okay. Did we, at some point, meet and look at the comments?
It wouldn't be appropriate for me to do that, but I can tell you that we will have the drawings and we can go through them when you come back. Look, Mr. Riley, we have others waiting, and I understand the importance of this project. I can tell you for me, for what I'm looking for is the complete set of drawings in line with what was said. I don't see a window schedule, I see a reference to
wait.
windows, I don't see a door schedule, I
There
don't
is no
see.
such thing. Take a look at the working drawings, there, every window is listed. The size, the number, the doors, everything.
I see I see,
And there is no reason to have a door schedule because it's all interior.
well, the front door,
You have new windows.
Well, the front door is existing, it's right there.
you're using, well, then
Yeah.
that's what we don't have, so I need to know that, so you're using the same front door.
You asked me the last time, you said you wanted to see a door schedule. You're talking about the two doors?
That's why we asked you to put it on the
I'm
drawings,
asking you a
Mr.
question. Did you expect a door schedule?
Riley. I expect it to be labeled what the door is, and right now we don't have that, so I'm asking you, you're gonna come back, can we please have what we get from other applicants, which is an indication of if this is the original door, we have the.
existing, mark it existing.
Mark it
Okay.
existing. The same goes,
That's
we have,
easy.
let's just go through it. We also, you said that there was gonna be detail that was retained at the top. On this page, there's no such detail, but on another page of the drawings,
Yep.
it looks like you have half a sketch here with a few squiggles that look like maybe you're saying you're gonna keep.
That's
the
what it
drawings in the
is.
middle.
That's
Can
correct.
we have that complete? It can't be different on different pages because these are the drawings that we're signing off on. It has to be complete.
Do you mean you want all the wheels over the whole area?
I want an indication.
That's
Mr.
not what I
Riley,
asked
you know
you.
what we asked. And the same goes for the brackets. There's brackets not appearing here, but there's brackets appearing on the first page. In order for us to sign off on these drawings, we need to know what it is.
Look, there's brackets shown on there.
Partial brackets. There's brackets on page 2. There are no brackets.
Take a look. Go to the
If you're
elevation,
coming
please.
back, can we have complete?
I know,
That's all
but
I'm
I
asking.
can't go back with you saying brackets are not shown.
They're not shown.
Right there, typical.
On the down, look at Mr. Riley, honestly, we don't have to get into that. You have brackets on the ground floor, but not on the second floor.
They're typical.
What does that mean? They're typical.
Do you know, look, it's on there. Do you want me to draw it just on there again?
We usually get a picture, a depiction of what the bracket is
What do
gonna
you
look
think
like.
that is?
I can't tell. That's what I'm trying to say. It's inconsistent from page to page. I don't know why this is really being, that we're being put in this position. You know what what our
Do you
expectations
know,
are.
do you doubt for a second that we were going to have brackets everywhere?
I honestly.
Do you?
Yes, I
You
do.
do?
I do, yes. I
You
do.
thought because it's not drawn in every one that we wouldn't have the brackets.
Problem
Well, we
is,
have
if it's
nothing
not
to
on the
talk about.
drawing,
It's not on the
Ed
drawing.
Ed has nothing to go by when he
It's
goes to
on the
look.
drawing.
No,
No,
but
it's
it's
not
in
consistently. It's on one page.
places on the drawing, but not where, if Ed looks up, he's gonna see, there's no, there's no.
Yeah.
Let's just end this.
Okay.
So just give us.
You just have to have details on it, correct?
I'll give you the, well, I don't know where we are on the roof.
If you're coming back,
Okay.
your best bet is to do all that. But just make sure you have samples of everything, because I don't want to see, I don't want you to have to come back again, that's all.
Let me just finish what else I don't see on the
Okay.
drawing, so we're clear. So the stairs leading up to the front door, are they wood, are they concrete, are they stone? Okay, if we could
Well,
have
we
that
talked
labeled.
about synthetic.
I know,
Yeah.
we've had meetings, but what I'm asking you,
It has to be.
put it on the drawings, okay? So the stairs, I don't see, the same thing goes for the railings. I see that there's a sketch
Spindle,
here,
yeah.
but if you have a detail to the spindle, is it wood? Is it not wood?
Mhm.
I need to have that as
You
well.
clearly said it had to be wood.
Yeah, it has to be on, because we're signing off on the drawings. It doesn't matter what we said in the minutes. I need to have it all now confirmed in the drawings.
Very good.
Okay? Likewise, if there's this roof here, I don't know what that material is. What is that porch? The porch, is that going to be the same that matches the standing seam?
No.
No, what is that going to be?
EPDM.
Okay, so we need to have that, please. I have one other notation. Is this going to be stuck up?
It is, yes, and it's existing stucco.
Yeah, nothing changing, same
No,
thing?
well, I mean, we may have to dress it up, but it's stucco and it will just,
Mark it,
Mark that as well, please.
existing.
existing stucco, okay?
And you addressed the entrance to the stairs, so your tree is, the maple, I think it is going to be able to remain?
We're trying, yes.
Did you have anything else? And okay, thank you. That's all I
Is that
have.
available at some point that I could take a look at?
What's that?
Your notes?
My note? Sure.
I can do
I
that?
think it's a program, I'll ask Rick if he knows.
Okay. Then I can, if the answer is yes, then I can find some way of getting it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your model?
Yeah, I got it.
I'll have a conversation with Ken, and if we can figure next meeting. This comments are incorporated into the comments that we forward. Okay. We'll go on to revisions, ARB 17-32, 5 Ardsley Terrace, it's an addition. This was originally approved on 11/14 of last year. Some significant changes from what I've been told. Here from the architect on that.
James Krebs, Studio Pro. We actually don't consider these very significant changes. In all actuality, the majority of the changes that are being addressed today are some minor changes to the railing and an addition of a new window. Basically, previously approved application included double windows to replace existing windows in kind. Due to an elevation change down here, we were forced to shrink the sill height of these windows. So we decided to hopefully add one window in and then change window on the other elevation to be the egress window, casement in kind. And then the other changes that we made were minor changes to the railing. The previously approved railing was all cedar painted white with a white cap. And what it's been changed to is aluminum powder coated white with a natural colored cap instead. Other than that, the other changes were, minor elevation changes to sidewall here. That was pretty much it. So that's what's addressed with the board today.
The screen porch was already approved,
Yes, everything was approved.
so, I mean,
For reference, this is the old. Which it's basically. This basic change here is the major thing we're encountering right now. And we're trying to get weather tight, so this is the change on the table.
Okay. As far as the railing is concerned,
Yes.
you said white powder coated, the rail on top is wood?
And the rail on top is wood. Stained a natural color. So look is similar, material is changed.
I didn't have any additional questions, anybody?
No, it's a very complete set of drawings. She wants to.
Thank you.
All right.
Must have a good t-shirt.
Do I have a motion to approve the application?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Actually, I'll use it right now. Is that you? Yeah.
That's extra copies there,
There's more copies here.
just in case. Need them down the road.
Save it for the contract. Yeah, this one?
Yeah, those two, that's both. Two of them.
Thank you. Okay, now we go to new matters. First new matter is ARB 17-28, 85 Harriman Road, windows, Gilliland.
These plans are next one. I'm using the markup drawings. They aim to
Nothing but the best for all architects.
Douglas McClure, the architect for the Asnes Gilliland Lens. This is an existing house right along Harriman Road. It has existing black metal windows, single pane, uninsulated. We're doing an interior renovation at the same time. We're going to remove all the windows along the front facade, and on the east elevation is front corner window, and on the west elevation front corner window, and replace them with wood casement windows from Weather Shield. It's that wood interior but a clad exterior in black with the same horizontal mullion to mimic the old metal windows. They're going in the existing openings, so the size of the openings isn't changing. The one thing we are doing, though, is in this window, which is happening right at the kitchen, we're shrinking the side windows a little bit and widening the center, making that a picture. So when you're sitting at the sink, you have a nicer view of the beautiful stream in front of you.
But the actual opening is not changing.
The actual opening is not changing.
Okay. Any questions, ladies?
And we were just saying. Who makes the windows?
Weather Shield?
Watershed. No more shutters?
We actually have not discussed the shutters. I left them off the drawings. I hate drawing shutters. They are probably going to stay. We're not going to move them.
Ah, so the as-built. You gave a little bit there, Ace. All right.
The applicants,
He's our boss, so you gotta be careful. Okay. Do I have any other questions?
Nope.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the application?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, good luck.
It's an extra set?
It's yours.
Yeah.
Harold takes
Now you know why everybody takes them.
Okay. Next, under new matters is ARB 17-29, 160 Field Point Drive, fence.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Z. I live at 160 Field Point. We want to put up a new fence. I was told that you guys all also want pictures. I have pictures in the application, but the building department said you also want a picture that includes the neighbors. So, yeah, so this has the neighbors' adjacent properties on as well as a better picture.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So it's aluminum, black aluminum, 5 feet high, standard, 3 horizontal rail type of, there's also samples in the application form, all aluminum all the way, well, on the, it would be on the south side, and then also on the north side, and then a house, is sitting in between. And you can see, I have the current, and then on the bottom where the fence would go, 2 gates, one on each side where the gates would go as well.
The only question I had, you showed a number of different fences and you didn't actually mark which fence, which style of fence.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it would probably, well, because my contractor told me they're all the same price, so it's gonna be,
Do that one, simple.
yeah, exactly, it's gonna be something plain and simple, and then the gate would be matching. The only difference, I think it has like a curve or something.
It's in the back, right?
Sorry?
It's in the back of your house.
Oh, yeah, it's in the backyard, it's not in the front. So if you look at the, so we have a brook that goes through the property, right? So the backyard is all behind the brook, so none of it is in the front.
So the property on the other side of the fence is still your property?
The entire fence is on our property. There's an existing fence that belongs to the house in back of us, that's chain link.
Uh-huh.
So we're essentially just
Oh, I see.
starting from where they left off and continue from that.
Oh, I
The
see.
neighbors on the other side, their property ends maybe like a foot over the stream.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not near that. We still have maybe at least pretty decent clearance to the fence to their property line.
Okay. All right. I will,
Oh, is that right?
I will mark on the parts that I have to approve, send
Okay.
to the building department. I'm gonna circle this,
Okay,
okay, just so he knows that this is the style of
Okay.
fencing that you're looking at.
okay.
Because what we approve is what needs to be built.
Okay, got it. So, okay. I think,
You'll see it, when you get your copy back from the building
Okay.
department, it'll be circled, just so you know.
got it,
This, like I said, this is
Got it.
part of the
Got
package
it.
that I have to sign,
got it.
separate in there, but I'm just gonna circle that,
Okay,
make a note, and sign it,
okay.
just so you know.
Is it?
Question I had, is this something that still has to go in front of the Field Point Owners Association?
No, we're not part of the
You're not part of it?
development,
Oh,
no.
okay.
No, it's one in from the corner.
Yeah, it's
You
right
know
on the.
Phragmites,
Yep.
so it's a little swampy across from the reservoir.
Yes, yeah, it's really wet in that area.
Right,
Yeah.
you used to be my neighbor, yeah.
I'm sure it's a little wetter today than it was yesterday.
Yes, yeah, that is an issue.
Okay. Okay, any questions from the board? Nope. Do I have a motion to accept the application as amended? I say as amended, I'm going to circle the S4 Saybrook A, which is the fence design that you indicated that they're going to be purchasing.
Okay, so moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good luck.
You too. Okay. Next on the hit parade is ARB 17-31, 3 Leafwood Terrace. It's an addition, in actuality a deck.
Jason Topman, John O'Hara. I guess John said you guys need the photos, so.
Thank you very
The
much.
first, I think 4, I only have 2 sets, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Okay. The first 4 are the pictures of my house, front picture, and then the rear, the side, the other side, and then the rear. as you said, we are glassing in the screened-in porch that's existing.
Just show us where the door.
Oh, the dormer? Dormer would be right here. Over the, it's on that small corner. Then the other ones are all the pictures from the front of my neighbor's houses, and then pictures from my house to their house, so you can sort of get the distances. And we are the smallest house probably in the entire development, so you can see the orange fronts. I have a small little kid. If you look in the back, that's a picture from the house, or I'm sorry, that's across the street from me. This is the house next to our backyards abut to each other. That's a picture from Palliser. If you look at the last two pictures, they're actually pictures from my house to there. You can't see them to the trees. That's at the fence line to their house, and it is. And then there it is. That's a picture from my backyard to theirs. You don't see them. So they're the only ones who would really see the dormer.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
Thunder.
He's right.
But yes, so the dormer is just a small portion over the back of the elevation. Yeah. It would be on this right here, just the piece right here. Right. This is over the garage. This is the windows to the garage.
There's already a shed door on the back of the house, so I thought that it was appropriate for the shed door. A small dormer, we'll get it added into that space.
As far as the deck, we're actually reducing the size of the deck because the way it's currently designed right now is when you come out the back door, it extends pretty far and actually blocks two of the basement windows. We're going to cut that back, so actually it's a little more sensible. But if we get more light in the basement, yes, they're on the bottom. There's actually one on this side here, which is actually under the deck, which is kind of like ridiculous. And then we're just moving the stairs.
So you're actually going pushing it back.
Yeah.
Something we don't see that often.
No, I know, we're actually reducing it.
Okay. I don't have any additional questions, anyway? Nope.
It's a nice addition.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Good luck.
Photos or?
I know this is all back to you.
Okay.
Kept it for the record.
It's pretty up there.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we get to ARB 17-33. No, we're not at 32. That was a revision, okay. All right, 29 South Buckhouse Street, windows?
That's me. William Rush, 29 South Buckout.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You remember?
I do. I drove by, so you didn't put the fence up.
We did a hedge.
I saw, it looks beautiful. You decided against the fence at the end of the day.
Yeah, after several months of therapy, chose the hedge and we're very happy with it. So, yeah. Yeah, it looks good. We're very happy. So we've moved on to windows. There's no original windows in the house, and we're interested in replacing 22 of the 25 windows in the house. All the ones in orange that I've kind of highlighted here are ones we want to replace. They were all put in 1977. They're vinyl, warped, leaky. The internal mechanisms are shut. We are going to no change in opening size. We're going to preserve the 6/1 grid design. Everything that's west facing. The blue are existing things that we're not replacing. Door, sliding glass. Here, we're interested in changing double hung to casements. The reason is it's a little bit complicated. I put it in the application that Con Ed is giving us a hard time about this window specifically.
Because it's right next to the electrical
Exactly.
connection.
Yeah, so they're pretty much mandating that it be inoperable. The options for that are either a picture window or an inoperable casement. And so we're opting for casement and continuing the casements here and here just for continuity in that room.
Yeah, it seems appropriate.
It's a fantastic diagram.
I worked hard on it. Yeah,
It's great.
thank you.
Anybody have any issues?
Nope.
Questions, concerns?
Looks good.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Yeah, Mr. Rush. Thanks again. Good luck. The house looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
It really does. The landscaping, everything looks really
Chipping
nice.
away at it. Thanks.
Okay. Now we get to our final ARB 17-34, 8 East Clinton Avenue, solar.
Yes, hi, Chris Hale with Sun Blue Energy. We're the solar installer for this project. I believe you have everything.
Here, just bear with me a second, I have to go through some housekeeping issues when it comes to this, because since this application was received, the rules and codes have changed. However, I've spoken to both the building department and the village's attorney and the village administrator, and frankly, they're leaving it up to us as to whether we should, A, hear this this application, because the new code says that anybody within 200 feet must be notified that this is being done. However, as I said, the jury is still out on whether or not you need to abide by this. And from what I was told about an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours ago, is it's essentially up to us whether we want to hear the case or not. I personally don't have a problem with it. I think that, you've gone to great lengths to make sure that the arrays are in an area or in areas that are least offensive to the neighbors, and frankly, that also is not something that we can consider technically in the future. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Some things are good for you, some things are not. However, I'm going to take the best of both worlds in this case, meaning we're going to hear the application, and I, will use, and I've been told that I should use today's code, the code that has been enacted on January 13th of this year, that we should recognize that code in that situation. Anybody have any issues with this? Board members?
No, so the code requires notice to who?
Just like a building, a planning board application, anybody within 200 feet of the property line should be notified. That's part of the new.
Of the hearing.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, and it would, I guess, have a quasi, public hearing, so
Right.
they could come. I would ask if anybody on the board has any questions, then I would ask anybody in the
These
audience.
plans should be available at the library then, so that people.
No,
can
I don't
view
think
them,
that's
or-
part of it. No, it's
No.
not, it doesn't go to
They
that
just have the
extent.
right
Just-
to-
They just need to prove, the building department needs to send me a note that everybody has responded to, everybody received. And if there's anybody that wants to, argue it, they come to this meeting.
And you can.
However, that's not, it's not applicable, or at least they don't think it's applicable to this case, because it was started, the application was started before, January, whatever it was.
Gotcha. And you can confirm that the neighbor wasn't notified immediately next door about the panels, right?
I can't say one word.
But at this point.
How do you have the solar panels on multiple exposures of the roof?
Mhm.
What do you mean how?
I mean, the efficiency of these panels is not gonna be that great, is it? I mean, they're facing all different directions. Is that recommended, or?
Yes, what we have is a technology called Solar Edge, and each panel has an optimizer. Each panel is independent, so you could have 33 different orientations.
Come on, really?
Yes.
And that brings what efficiency level to each panel then? Like, how efficient is it compared to a southern-facing panel?
Well, I'm not sure what you're asking.
Well, solar panels generally face south, right?
In an ideal, perfect
In an
world.
ideal world.
If you
For
have
maximum
something-
efficiency, they face south. So you've got them facing here in 4 different directions.
Three.
Three different, I can't tell by the picture, I don't know where it's north here. So there's, I'm asking a question, what's the data on the optimizer producing efficiency within the solar panels? Or is it like?
Data?
Yeah, like, I mean, I put solar panels in projects all the time, like there's an efficiency rating to the orientation of this panel, not facing south. If it faces south and it's 100% efficient, how efficient is this one facing north? What's the loss factor on it?
Usually, if you're gonna go east-west, it's gonna bring it down to like 82%, so you can lose maybe like 15 to 20%.
But you have an optimizer in here that boosts it back up, or?
No.
No, okay.
I think what he's referring to in the panels is that panel has, what, 30 or 40 different cells in it, right?
Yeah, it's just, I wasn't aware that you just put them all over buildings now.
It's been that way for very long.
Really?
So really what you're trying to do is get above 80% of what the ideal conditions
On all
are.
of them.
The ideal conditions would be directly south, 30 to 40 degree pitch with no shading.
Right.
But say you have a roof that's 20 degree pitch or 10 degree pitch and it's facing east, that 10 degree pitch is actually better than if it was 30 degrees.
On the, right.
So the morning sun, yeah, so it's optimizer.
So without doing the math, how many panels are you proposing to put on this house?
33.
33, you said? And when you indicate in the photos that one of these views is from Broadway,
Yes.
which of those? No, this is East Clinton. So do you have you have the shot?
This is Broadway.
This
no,
that's
no,
East
that's
Clinton. Where's the view from Broadway?
Right here, this is from Broadway.
No, well, Broadway, this house sits on the corner of Broadway, doesn't it? So why is, there's no house right there? That's not Broadway. This house is on the corner of East Clinton and Broadway, isn't it?
I know. This
Yeah,
is,
the photo was usually taken, this array is gonna be totally seen from Broadway.
Yeah, but
The
we don't,
west side, you mean?
this is the house.
Yeah, there's no north arrow on here,
Broadway,
so
if
it's
I
like-
remember.
but I think that's from the orientation of that house. It's not from Broadway. The house doesn't look like that from Broadway. You don't
Can't
see
see
that
that.
when you drive by.
Not
I think you're standing in
not
somebody's
for
yard.
that reason, no.
No, that's okay.
I believe this is the
So
side.
then it's a moot point, so to prove it, we're done.
Pretty much.
Okay. It's a moot point that we can't have a say on it. Rick said,
Or it looks like from Broadway.
that's the new rule, so it's just prove it. We don't have a choice.
Even if they were neighbors, facing, from Broadway,
Yes.
facing, there aren't. You know what I mean? From the opposite side of the street, there are no neighbors. It's Columbia.
Is what it is.
It's visible if you're walking. Driving, it's visible. But if you really just, I like it.
There is a light there, that's why I'm asking. Yeah, there's a light there at
But
the
there are-
corner.
On the west,
It's not as-
I look at that house 1,000 times a day driving down Broadway.
Don't you, me too?
This is plain as day.
Yeah, watching those trees grow. Yeah, I know. We're gonna see the
Watching them build
panels.
those stone walls for 2 years and they were
Broadway
out.
Broadway is here, on this side?
No, that corner. It's Broadway, this is the corner of Broadway and the house, isn't it?
Okay, so this is.
That's East Clinton.
It's far back, and it makes the roof line, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, so back to your point, Rick, as far as notice, I do think that since the applicant's caught in the middle, that I'd be okay waiving that notice requirement, but going forward, we won't. But I don't even,
Going forward, I want to hear the case. It just caught me off guard when I spoke to Marion and Larry today. They really didn't know how to answer me, so I said, well, we'll make the decision, you know. At any rate, any other questions?
Nope.
Do I have a motion to approve?
so moved.
Second?
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you very much.
You guys know it's a scam, right? You know this is like this whole world of these guys is a
I
scam.
know.
They send something to you in the mail, telling you what they're gonna get.
Are we
The
adjourned?
efficiency
Are we
of this-
adjourned?
hold on.
Are we
We
adjourned?
Do I have a motion to
Love
adjourn?
that comment.
Yes.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.